Well, good morning, everybody. May the 12th, kind of a cloudy sky, kind of a good morning. Got here kind of early this morning where I'm at. Mowed yesterday, gonna weed eat. Old people sleeping, recliner syndrome. Boss lady over there at the office, she said, you might ought to not weed eat yet. And people still in bed. Hey, 80 years old, 70 years old, they're by themselves. They'll get up. I'll give them an alarm clock. I'm going to give them here a few minutes to get up, so I thought I'd do my morning table of knowledge, so I ought to start the weed eater up and see how many of them go to squalling. But anyway, last time I did an episode was on Thursday morning, so I'm back at it this week and had a good weekend. We had a tractor pull and had a gathering in Columbus, Kansas, and had a little dirt throwing, a little practice, a little test and tune on the old pulling tractors. A few of them ran pretty good. A lot of them ran pretty good. And others need a little tune job, you know. And one guy said, well, he says, now we know. He said, I'll be back. And I ain't gonna give the cat out of the bag if you're watching this, but one old boy drives one of them smokers, better get it on his mind. You ain't going to pay windows so much anymore. There's one coming after you, so competition. Let's talk about competition. The other morning I was sitting at the old table and went to a different place, and wife had left early Saturday morning. Took the kids to a competition with a pig show, or they went to a pig show, and they left early, got me out of bed. I didn't have to get up till 7 or 7:30 that morning, you know, Saturday morning, but I got up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock. Too damn old for this stuff. Here I talk about everybody in their recliner syndrome. I can't sleep past 5:30 anymore, but anyway, sitting there, and the old kid walks in, probably in his 30s, maybe his upper 20s, I don't know. He had a 10-year-old son. I think his dad was sitting there, or his wife's dad or something. It was a grandpa. He sits down with us, and Grandpa starts asking him, you know, well, how'd y'all do? You know, how'd y'all play? You know, I couldn't go to the game because Grandma, you know, she didn't feel very good, and blah, blah, blah. And he said, how'd you do? He said, well, he said, did pretty good. But he said, my little boy, whatever his name was, struck out. Struck out, huh? He said, well, didn't he have a new bat? And the guy says, yeah, we got him a new bat. But he's got to get used to it, you know. Anyway, they was talking along there. Do you know what that guy give for that bat? What he said he give for that bat? $750 for a damn bat to hit a ball. $750. Another guy sitting there, he kind of looked at him like that, and he said, how much did you give for a bat? And he said, $750. So anyway, got to talking. Well, to have this bat, or he had to buy this bat because he had to get on a traveling team. The boy was a pretty good baseball player. And anyway, he had to buy this bat for his son could get on a traveling team. And he had to go out and spend $750 for a damn bat for his son could get on a traveling team. What the hell is wrong? There's something wrong here in the picture, you know. So then they get to talking a little more, you know, and they get to talking a little more, you know, and I don't know the exact figure, but he bought a glove, some kind of glove, and I guess the glove was a black color or gray color or something. He was talking about it, red stripe on it or something. And he gave a pretty penny for that too. Now I don't know what a glove costs. I don't even know what a bat costs, but I know a damn bat don't cost $750. But anyway, that just leads to, kind of my story this morning. We got all thinking about it after that guy left and everything. Even his grandpa said, "Man, I can't believe." He said $750 for that bat. He said, "Can you believe that?" And I said, "Man, I can't believe it." But how much money do people spend? Well, including me. How much money do we spend just to go play a game? Just think about that. How much money do we spend on our kids? How much money do we spend on our grandkids just to go play? Just to go play, have something to do, a hobby. Well, we used to say, give them kids, buy them kids stuff, or, this has been going on for years, help your grandkids, help your kids out, get them interested in what you want to do or whatever, and as a hobby, and it keeps them off the street, keeps them out of jail. Well, that's some theories, but there's a lot of good kids, you don't even have to worry about going to jail. But look at the drugs around today. Look at the crap, Facebook, TikTok, everything, keep them kids active, keep moving, and but just think of how much money we spend on our kids today or our grandkids. Why do we do that? Why in the hell do we do that? Are we nuts? We get looking back on that, and we've talked about this at the table of knowledge before, with a bunch of old timers and stuff. And a lot of old timers, they're like, they can't afford shit. They never bought anything for their grandkids, but it's just nuts what we spend on kids anymore. $750 for a bat. I cannot believe that. I usually don't tell everybody that, but I'm honest about it. This channel, we talk the truth. And hell, I spent a little less than $1,000 to rebuild the motor on my mini rod. And that's just to go play, I got to have something to do, but I had to spend that money to compete, And hell, it might blow up tomorrow, And, but the money we waste on just hobbies. I know a guy that went out and bought a boat, and I think it was a used boat. Give $15,000 for a boat, $15,000 for a boat just to go ride around in the water. I don't even think he fishes. I don't even think he skis. And I was listening to him one day, and I guess he took and went out there and went fishing, and he likes to drink a little beer, on the water. Hey, you get a ticket driving a boat drinking beer anymore. Kind of like driving a car, Hey, you get a ticket drinking a beer and driving a tractor down the road. Just a farm tractor, Hell, back when I was a kid, hell, you drink a beer. Of course, I don't have to worry about that no more, my old age, but, when you're a kid, drink a little beer or something, go down the road and have one beer sitting up there and get pulled over or something, they dump it out, or whatever. Would never say that to them. Today's time, they'll take and cuff your ass, They'll cuff your ass and take you down to the sinkhole. Spend the night in the pit, But anyway, I got a big day ahead of me. Got to get out here and knock a few weeds down. Didn't get it done yesterday. Ran out of string, and all my string was back at the ranch. And I got a few weeds to knock down, a little bit of grass knocked down. The construction going on behind me. They're putting in fiber optic down here at the apartments I take care of. We got some trees growing out. I got to do that someday, but I ain't gonna do it. See them trees growing out the top of them bushes there. Got to clean some gutter and stuff like that. But I got to get around and get rid of some stuff today. I'm gonna. Kind of a sad day, but then it ain't a sad day. I'm gonna load everything up I own today, livestock wise. almost everything I love, everything I own. The most, I ain't gonna tell you what it is, but the most animals I got in that division or that part of the livestock, I'm gonna loading up. I'm going to sell barn. I'm done. I'm done. I've spent too much money. Here we go, spending money, on grandkids. I have more troubles. You got to breed. You got to breed everything. You got to feed it. You got to vaccinate it. You got to worm it. You buy waters and keep the waters working in the winter time, and just pain in the ass. Just a pain in the ass. And I'm working this job and trying to make enough money to pay for my habits, my hobbies. We're back to our playing, and but anyway, I'm done. I'm selling out. I'm selling out, and it's gonna save my money, and got to buy me some new exhaust sticking up out of my. Got to go up tractor pulling channel. Here for you tractor pullers watching, I'm gonna buy me some new Schofields or whatever they're called, exhaust from a mini rod and stuff like that. And if you mini rodders or if you tractor pullers are watching, I'll just throw this in there. Don't have nothing to do with the table of knowledge, but our price is going up on our hook fee this year. We discussed it with the other guys. It was there Saturday. You should have been there if you could put your word in, but everybody agreed. We're going to go up $5. So if you was paying $10 for the first hook last year, you're going to pay $15. You want to pull again, you're going to pay $5. So it's going to be $15, $5, and $5. If you pull 3 times, if you want to pull 3 times, it's going to cost you $15, $5, and $5. So the reason that is, insurance has gone up. Diesel prices hadn't gone down, and we got to get everything there. To the track. It takes diesel to. Pull back tractors. It takes diesel, for the truck to take the sled there, and the tractor that works the track takes diesel. So price is going up, guys. Sorry to tell you that, but got to do it because we just don't do this. We just can't do this and take money out of our own pocket to pay the expenses. So the price is going up, and if you're tractor puller and you're watching this, so you're going to pay $15, $5, and $5. Now if you drive a mini rod and you already hooked twice in them classes there where you take the 2 pulls and add them together, it's going to cost you $20. So we were talking about the price increase, and there was a couple of us there, another guy or two there that went to Oklahoma with us last weekend, and he said, well, that's no big deal because hell, it cost us. I think it cost us $25 a hook. That was for one time, $25. So hell, that's cheap. $15 you're gonna pull one time. But anyway, I got to get out of here, and I got to do some weed eating. I got to go by and change the shock on a door, and go back to town or go back to the ranch and get hooked on and load up and head west. So got an hour drive delivering my livestock today, and got to get back in town by 5:30 and head to the bowling alley. Going to bowl another 300 tonight. I'm going to try to bowl a 300 tonight, so probably won't be a 300. The other night I said I was going to bowl 300, and I had a crappy night. I mean a crappy night. I wasn't on, and I don't even think I made my. I was setting my average, I guess, for. That was the new beginning of Thursday night league. So my average, I think my wife figured it up. It's only about in the 120s. So that's good for setting my average. But usually bowl a lot better than that. But I bowled like crap. So, but anyway, I'll be back on here probably in the morning, another one, and see if I know a little more news this morning. I didn't go anywhere this morning. I just hit the road and just kind of give you the news from the Friday or Saturday morning news. I think there's a lot going on in the big community. Talk about that a little bit. There's some plans for some other big events coming up, and keep safe, keep your eyes open into this week. Supposed to get a lot of tornadoes. We're in the bullseye for tornadoes, large hail and winds and heavy rain and stuff. So thank God I got my mowing done on Mother's Day. And by the way, ladies, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there watching. I know you mothers go through a lot and you deserve that day. And I went to get my wife some flowers. She wanted a special plant. I called around and I can't remember. It was some kind of ivy. Some kind of hanging basket ivy. I don't know what it was. Couldn't even find one. So I'm going to still try to look for one and get her that sometime. But anyway, I'm going to get out of here and get the weed eating and see if I can wake some of these people up that's in the recliners, you know. So, all right, we'll catch you in the morning.